What's up, y'all? I figured I would talk to you and play my guitar at the same time. We had some friends over recently. They're giving me a lesson in tolerance. Let's just put it that way. I feel for him because, it's a family friend of ours. She's going through a divorce. She's got 4 kids. One of them's adopted, so he's got all kinds of problems. And it's just it's a lot. It's a lot. Let's just put it that way. It's a lot for them, but then it's like when you invite them into your house, like you're like taking on their problems, if you will. They're just kind of a mess. They're just kind of disorganized, and it's tough for me to have that kind of chaos in my house, like where kids I don't know are walking through the house and making a mess and spilling stuff on my carpet and breaking stuff and saying inappropriate things that I would not allow my children to say, but they're saying them, and I'm just like, can you stop saying that in my house, please? But I think, at the end of the day, I kind of feel good that we let him come over, and we let him spend the night, and we kind of spent a lot of time with them, and again, they're going through a lot of stuff right now, but at the same time, it's like sometimes how do I put it? Sometimes when you're saving somebody from the mud, you got to get dirty yourself. Does that make sense? I just think what bugs me the most about it is usually when you're dealing with a woman and her children, and they're kind of a mess, and there's no discipline, and there's just like chaos and all this shit. Lots of times it's because the dad isn't around, or the dad is maybe there physically but isn't there emotionally or anything for the kid, just totally uninvolved, just kind of part of the background, and that's pretty much the case with them. It's unfortunate. It's like we have a real crisis in this country with fathers. We really do. I mean, I know a lot of good fathers, actually. A lot of the friends that I have are incredible fathers. Some friends that I have out here, some friends that I have back home in Ohio. I think both my brothers are really good fathers. But I've seen so many examples of just horrific. And I'm like, when you say bad father, somebody who doesn't understand that, somebody who had a good father, they can't really understand that. Maybe their idea of a bad father is like somebody who comes home drunk and beats the crap out of mom and the kids and all that stuff, which that does exist, of course. But I'm not necessarily talking about that. Usually, the bad father is the father who just walks out on the kids and just neglects them, like who isn't physically there, or a guy who just kind of mopes around the house and does not set a good example at all. Doesn't love the kids, doesn't love the mother, doesn't clean up after himself, doesn't, he's just kind of like a bump on a log. Maybe he provides financially, maybe he doesn't. But I don't know, man. I don't know what it is with, I don't know if it's America. I don't know if it's just American society, or if this kind of crap has crept into European society, Asians. I don't think it's crept into Asian society, but because, you see a lot of really good father examples in Asian society. Hispanic society too. Hispanics are incredibly family-oriented people, and I really admire that about them. But I don't know. Most of my friends are white, and there's a good amount of them that are good fathers, but unfortunately, there's a good amount of them that aren't. I don't know if I call them necessarily friends, but they're at least acquaintances, It's just, and I think I know what the problem is with a lot of these fathers. For whatever reason, they think that that their presence isn't required. You know what I mean? Like they think, I'll just screw everything up anyway, so I won't do anything. It's like, it's almost like, it's like this mindset of failure before you even begin. It's very much like that defeated sort of mindset, like where you go into a game and you say, we're going to lose. This team is so much better than us. So what happens? It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you go into a game and you say, well, yeah, they might be better than us, but we're pretty good. We've improved throughout the year, and we've done this and this and this. And then you go in there, and sometimes you surprise yourself, or you just go in there with no expectations at all, and you just try as hard as you can. And what are you going to do? You're going to make mistakes. It's the willingness to get up and keep going, even though you think good fathers don't make mistakes. Holy shit. I make mistakes every freaking day, but I get better at it. I mean, parenting is a skill. Fathering is a skill, just like anything else, man. Just like, if you're a cashier at Walmart, you learn how to use the cash register. You get better at it over time. You get better at stocking the shelves at Walmart. You get better at driving the forklift. You get better at everything. But how are you going to get better at being a father if you don't try? You know what I mean? If you just sit there. Maybe you got a wife who tells you that you do wrong shit all the time and you're just tired of trying because your wife just beats you. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't know what it is. missing a lot of notes. Just a little arpeggio exercise. Anyway, like, I don't know what it is about. I just think there's this huge attitude of laziness and like don't give a shitness and just don't even try and isn't it good enough that I'm here and that I'm providing for you and that I haven't ran out on you? Like, isn't that good enough? You know? Like, you want me to discipline the kids too? You want me to talk to the kids? You want me to play baseball with the kids? You want me to teach the kids how to change the oil in the car? You want me to, you know, go to Cub Scouts with the kids and help them put stuff together? Like, oh, you want me to do all that? I don't want to do all that. I just want to sit here and drink my beer and watch TV. You know, isn't it good enough that I'm not running out on everybody and that I'm providing for everybody? A lot of fathers don't even do that. You know, that tends to be the pervasive attitude of the fathers who are around. And I can tell you that it does seem like there's this built-in laziness mechanism in most men. There are. Like, I have it. Almost every guy I know has it. I mean, if you find a guy who doesn't struggle with laziness, then you find a really successful guy, usually, like an incredibly successful guy. If you just automatically want to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go work out and then jump into your job with both feet and work your ass off and like, I don't know. A lot of guys aren't like that. A lot of guys sort of reluctantly roll out of bed and just, you know, work and then look forward to lunch hour and then work some more and then look forward to 5 o'clock. You know, it's just the nature. It's just the nature of it, you know. And a lot of it has to do with what you do for a living. Do you love what you do? Do you like what you do? Do you hate what you do? Do you completely abhor what you do? Do you dread waking up in the morning and doing your job? You know, I mean, a lot of that has a lot to do with it as well. But what I've found is that time that I spend with my kids, sometimes it takes me a little time to get going, like I've mentioned before. You know, when I was coaching my son's baseball, which the season's over now, and every single time I was like, oh, I gotta go do this. But every single time without exception, when I went there, I was totally locked in. I was glad I went. I wasn't like sitting there like looking at my watch. Is this going to be over yet? I mean, I was into it. I was having fun, you know. So at least for people like me, like my personality, like sometimes it's tough for me to get going. But once I get going, once I get some momentum going in that area, then it tends to be a little bit better. I just, you know, I don't know if that's what most men struggle with or not. I don't know, but you know, I can tell you guys this. Almost every guy who has children, almost without exception, every single guy who has kids and lives to be old enough to be like in his 70s or 80s or whatever, they go through the last stage of their life that they go through is regrets and thinking what should have been, what could have been. And I know I'm going to go through it. I'm not saying that I'm not going to go through it. I am going to go through it. I know that I will. It's a very natural thing to go through. But the worse you are now with your kids, the less involved you are now with your kids, the worse that stage of your life is going to be. And you're gonna realize, holy shit, my kids are like in their 30s. And even if I asked them if they wanted to throw the baseball around with me now, they either wouldn't want to or they wouldn't have time. Because they got their own families or they got their own careers or whatever. And it's like coming back to, you only get one chance to do this. You know, you only get one chance at life. You only get one chance at you know, raising your son, raising your daughter. You know, you only get one chance to do that. You know, there's no do-overs, really. I don't know. I look at my dad, you know, and I think my dad, I know my dad has real serious regrets from not being involved in our lives when we were kids. I know that he has serious regrets. Regrets to the point where he blocks it out of his mind. He won't, I don't want to say that he won't acknowledge it, because he does, but then he changes the subject like really fast. Like he cannot dwell on it because it's just too depressing for him. Because he knows that he missed out on that, you know, and it sucks, but you know, it's a decision that he made. All right, see you guys later.